The small hum of summer afternoon hung in the air, thick with sunlight and the scent of freshly cut grass. 7-year-old Jaylen sat on the front porch, twisting a strand of his hair between nervous fingers, unaware that his world was about to change in a single, careless moment. The door opened behind him, and the sharp voice of Mrs. Langley, an HOA board member notorious for her overbearing tendencies, sliced through the quiet. "Jaylen, come here. This hair of yours. It's unacceptable," she snapped. Before he could blink, she produced a pair of clippers, the metal gleaming ominously in the sun. Jaylen's eyes widened, his small hands rising instinctively to shield himself. But it was too late. The first buzzing swipe cut through the soft strands of his hair, leaving uneven patches that glinted like pale scars. Panic churned in his stomach. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're re-watching from. I love knowing who's listening." Jaylen's mother, Mariah, stepped forward, heart hammering, her voice trembling. "Stop. You can't. This isn't your right." But Mrs. Langley shrugged, her expression as rigid as the rules she loved to enforce. "It's for the community standards. Children must present properly. You know that." Her tone carried the cold weight of authority, but it rang hollow against the raw fear in Mariah's eyes. Neighbors peeked from behind curtains and blinds, some whispering quietly, others frozen in disbelief. A small bird chirped somewhere in the distance, a fragile counterpoint to the harsh buzzing of the clippers. Jaylen's tears fell silently, tracing lines through the dust on his cheeks, as he stared at his reflection in the porch window. He felt smaller than ever, a child stripped of dignity in a place that should have felt like home. Mrs. Langley leaned closer, mistaking silence for submission. "Just a trim," she muttered, though the uneven clumps of hair told a different story. Mariah's hand shot forward, but she stopped herself. Anger flared inside her, hot, unyielding, but so did a flicker of strategy. She remembered something her father had taught her. Power is often revealed not through rage, but through truth and presence. A sudden, distant rumble of a car pulling up broke the tension. Jaylen looked up, confusion mingled with hope. And then he saw him, Mr. Thompson, Jaylen's father, stepping out of the car. His broad shoulders and calm intensity filled the street like a promise. He didn't run, he didn't shout, simply assessed, eyes scanning the uneven strands of his son's hair, and the woman who dared cross a line. Mrs. Langley froze. Confidence faltered. "Mr. Thompson," she began, voice brittle. He didn't speak immediately. Instead, he crouched to Jaylen's level, letting the boy see the unwavering support in his eyes. "It's okay, son," he whispered. "You're safe now." Mariah exhaled, a quiet relief, but the air was still taut, thick with judgment and tension. The neighbors, sensing the shift, began to murmur, the collective breath of the street turning from fear to curiosity. Some stepped onto their lawns. Others remained at a cautious distance, witnessing a moment they would not soon forget. Mr. Thompson rose slowly, his presence commanding but not threatening. "This behavior is unacceptable," he said evenly, voice carrying across the quiet street. "You have no right to harm a child over your perception of order." Mrs. Langley's lips quivered, the first real crack in her armor. She opened her mouth to protest, but the words faltered. Jaylen, still trembling, reached for his father's hand. The simple gesture, a child clinging to safety, magnified the moral weight of the confrontation. Mr. Thompson's gaze softened, but his voice remained firm. "Apologize. Now, to my son." For a heartbeat, Mrs. Langley hesitated. Then, slowly, the clippers clattered to the ground, their buzzing silenced. She stepped back, hands raised, the first genuine flicker of fear war, perhaps shame crossing her face. The street exhaled collectively. Some neighbors whispered words of support. A few clapped softly, almost in disbelief. Jaylen felt warmth spread through him, a quiet courage flowering in the face of injustice. The hurt remained, yes, but now it was tempered by a protective, undeniable force, the presence of someone who refused to let harm go unchallenged. Mr. Thompson bent again, brushing his hand gently over Jaylen's shoulder. "You're perfect the way you are," he said, the words steady and true. "Don't let anyone tell you differently." As the sun dipped lower, casting golden light over the repaired serenity of the street, Mrs. Langley retreated into the shadows of the house, leaving a lesson. Carved in silence, Authority without compassion is empty, fragile, and easily dismantled by truth. Jaylen's mother hugged him tightly, feeling the tension leave his small frame. "You were so brave," she whispered, and buried his face in her shoulder, still wet-eyed, but now infused with the warmth of protection and love. Mr. Thompson looked down at his son, then around the neighborhood, a quiet resolve in his gaze. "Respect isn't demanded through fear," he said softly. "It's earned through care, integrity, and courage." And in that moment, Jaylen understood something profound. Even when the world seems to punish you unfairly, the right people will arrive, not with anger, but with presence and with love strong enough to rewrite the moment. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more heartfelt and powerful tales, and join a community that stands for justice, courage, and compassion. Your voice matters, and your next story is coming. Don't miss it.